Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Babagbagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. No food scarcity in Nigeria, Agric Minister. My life is being threatened over reforms in NNPC, cries out. Hoodlums set Ogun INEC office on fire. Bandits steal dozens of cattle, food items in Niger communities. And on sports, concerning the defeat of Super Eagles in Costa Rica, Costa Rica defeats Super Eagles 2-0 in international friendly. Now the news in detail. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Dr. Mahmoud Mohammed yesterday denied that Nigerians were experiencing acute food shortages under the President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government. Years of insecurity in the northern part of the country have crippled farming activities, leading to shortages and attendant rise in the cost of most stable foods like rice, beans, millets, corn, yam, garri, beef, poultry products, among others across the country. The development has forced most citizens to criticize the government for failing to address the security challenges and making more stable foods available and at affordable cost. However, the minister who addressed journalists after the Federal Executive Council meeting, FEC, in Abuja, said there was no food crisis in the country and that what Nigerians were experiencing with high cost of some foods was a global phenomenon associated with the war between Russia and Ukraine, the effect of COVID-19 and climate change. Yes, I have said that time and time that currently we do not have shortage of food. There is no food shortage. High price in some commodities, inflation, yes, is currently the same just about everywhere around the world for different reasons. Still, the after effect of COVID, where supply chains are not totally open. Climate change is an issue, and current Ukraine-Russian war, there are a number of things. Different countries are tackling it based on their own peculiarity, but currently is world phenomenon, he said. The FCE, the FEC meeting was presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. To the next story, the Group Managing Director GMD of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, has said that he is receiving death threat as a result of the ongoing reformation in the NNPC. Kyari made this known on Wednesday in Abuja at the Legislative Transparency and Accountability Summit organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption. The summit is titled Enhancing Transparency and Accountability in the Oil and Gas Sector, Challenges and Prospects. Kyari said that as a result of the implementation of the Petroleum Industrial Act (PIA), a lot of changes are ongoing that is affecting the old order. He said the company had taken down several illegal oil refineries, affecting the volume of oil production in the country. The GMD said that as a result of the activities and effects of the illegal refineries, daily crude oil production had reduced by 700,000 barrels. Moving to the next story in Ogun State. Some suspected hoodlums have set on fire an office of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) at Iyano Mortuary, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Daily Post report that the hoodlums, numbering about 8, had scaled the perimeter fence, jumped into the premises, and set the INEC building on fire from the back. They were said to have sucked loaves of bread with petrol and threw sand in the building at different angles to light up the INEC office. Our correspondent learned that the security guard at the facility, Aziz Amzad, made a distress call to the police around 1 a.m. saying the facility was on fire. The police from Ibarra Division were said to have mobilized detectives to the scene while contacting firefighters who raised the scene to put out the fire. It was gathered at the store, the registration area office and the conference room were affected by the inferno. A source also told correspondent that non-sensitive materials were also affected by the fire. No life was lost and no injury was sustained in the fire, the information concluded. Moving to the next story. Bandits have stolen dozens of cattle and food items from farming communities in Tashen, Jorgi, Akare, and joining villages in Wushishi local government area of Niger State between Monday and Wednesday. Most of the residents, according to a source, have run away for safety to Wushishi to escape being kidnapped. The incident and the incessant cattle rustle, the source further told, the reports had seriously reduced the supply of cattle to major markets in the area. The source stated that a cattle dealer at the Rashid Suleiman had stopped its cattle business due to attacks on cattle rearers and rustling. According to the cattle dealer, I now do menial jobs because we have been attacked several times by rustlers, so the cattle business is now very risky. I used to supply cattle as far as Lagos in the Mariga LGA area. For instance, before now, each market day you would see over 20 trailers loading cattle to other parts of the country, but you would hardly see one now. And to the last story on sports. Qatar 2022 World Cup bound Costa Rica defeated Super Eagles of Nigeria 2-0 in an international friendly game in the early hours of Thursday morning. This is the first time ever both Costa Rica and Super Eagles will meet at the senior level. Goals in each half from Oscar Duarte and Kendall Weston secured the win for Costa Rica. Both goals were set up by former Arsenal forward Joel Campbell. The Super Eagles, coached by Salisu Yusuf, paraded only home-based players for the friendly encounter played inside the Estadio Nacional in San Jose. Costa Rica got off to a good start as they broke the deadlock in the 7th minute through Duarte, and in the 7th minute, Weston doubled their lead to help his team returning to winning ways after their last game, which was also a friendly with South Korea in September, ended 2-2. While for the Super Eagles, it is now a third consecutive defeat. Up next for the Super Eagles is another friendly game against Portugal, who will also feature at this year's World Cup. That ends the national news from BGI TV. Before we go, some major headlines. No food scarcity in Nigeria, Agric Minister boasts. My life has been threatened over reforms in NNPC, Mele Kyari. We also brought to you that Hoodlums sets Ogun INEC office on fire. And lastly on sport, Costa Rica defeats Super Eagles 2-0 in international friendly. More of our updates can be searched on YouTube through the handle by Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Babagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Babagede Imo _22. For advert placements of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawa. Good afternoon.